On from part one of labeling of the skeletal muscle, we'll be starting with the posterior arm muscles. Now there's things labeled on here such as bones, which I'll not be covering, and nerves. We'll just be going over the muscles here. Okay, so first muscle located up here. Again, we have the supraspinatus muscle. And then these muscles would be the infraspinatus. This muscle located over here is the teres minor. And then this muscle down here would be the teres major. I remembered this because teres minor was kind of the general area of all this, and then teres major was the larger muscle below the area located with the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and teres minor. Okay, so this muscle right here, this is the long head of the triceps brachii. So I'm going to write triceps, long head. Okay, that being the long head, this over here would be the short head, or otherwise called the lateral head. Okay, this here, this muscle's cut, and this would be the deltoid muscle. This muscle right here, below the lateral head, is the brachioradialis muscle. And then this muscle below would be the extensor carpi radialis longus muscle. So, the extensor carpi radialis longus, which is part of the forearm muscles. This muscle right here would be the extensor carpi radialis brevis muscle. So, extensor carpi radialis brevis. And then below that would be the extensor digitorum muscle, which would be this one. Okay, and to the left of that, right there, would be the extensor carpi ulnaris muscle. Extensor carpi ulnaris. Above that's the flexor carpi ulnaris muscle. Flexor carpi ulnaris. And then this muscle right here is the anconeus muscle. This right here is a nerve, and I'm not going to cover that. That's just the medial intermuscular septum. That's not the main muscle we need to worry about. Okay, so yeah, that's the posterior arm. Moving on now to the anterior arm. 1 second. Okay, this large muscle here is the deltoid. Again, right here. It's not the anterior arm, but I'll just be labeling it since it's marked here. This is the pectoralis major. This muscle right here, it's not one of the main ones we needed to study, but this is the coracobrachialis muscle. Coracobrachialis. This is the bicipital aponeurosis. We don't need to cover that. Right here would be the pronator teres. And then below that is the flexor carpi radialis. Okay, moving on, this muscle right here, this large muscle would be the brachioradialis. Muscle above that is the brachialis. And then we're going to be separating these next few as a whole. This will be the triceps brachii. We'll have the long head, the medial head, and the lateral head. So we'll start right here. This is the lateral head of the triceps brachii. I'll just write triceps brachii. So those will be these three. That's the lateral head. In here, this would be the long head. This is just from an anterior view. And then this right there would be the medial head. So this group right there would be the triceps brachii. Again, the lateral head, the medial head, and, the long head, the lateral head, and the medial head. Okay, now this next group will be part of the biceps brachii. And we have two. And the first one, located right here, would be the short head of the biceps brachii. And then this one right there would be the long head of the biceps brachii. Okay, moving on to the posterior forearm muscles. Okay, we'll start up top. This right here would be the triceps brachii muscle. Except that should actually be right here. I think it's on a tendon right there, so I'll just go right there. Triceps brachii. To the right, this is the brachioradialis. This is just the olecranon of the ulna. It's not a muscle. Right here would be the extensor carpi radialis longus muscle. So the extensor carpi radialis longus. And then below that is another tendon called the common extensor tendon, not a muscle. Below that we have the extensor carpi radialis brevis muscle, which is this one right here, the extensor carpi radialis brevis. Below that we have the extensor digitorum muscle. Okay, we'll go to the left side really quick. This right here is the anconeus muscle. This large muscle right here is the flexor carpi ulnaris muscle. Flexor carpi ulnaris. Okay, and this muscle located right here, running down there, would be the extensor carpi ulnaris. This muscle located right here would be the extensor digiti minimi muscle. Extensor digiti. Okay, this muscle located right here is the abductor pollicis longus muscle. Abductor pollicis longus. Below that, located right there, would be the extensor pollicis brevis muscle. Okay, and all these right here are tendons. This one just being the extensor carpi radialis brevis tendon. This is the extensor carpi radialis longus tendon. And then this would be the abductor pollicis longus tendon. And I believe this one right here would be the extensor pollicis longus tendon. And then this is the extensor indicis tendon. And then all these are the extensor digitorum tendons. And this one's another tendon, so is this one. This one would be the extensor carpi ulnaris tendon. And I believe this one right here would be the extensor digiti minimi tendon. Okay, moving on. We'll be going over the anterior forearm muscles now. So this we don't need to worry about, not a muscle, not a muscle. Again, not going to label that, not a muscle. This we can label, this is the pronator quadratus. Pronator quadratus. These next one right here, these three are the flexor digitorum superficialis muscles. Flexor digitorum superficialis. Okay, underneath that we have the flexor carpi ulnaris muscle. This one right there. Flexor carpi ulnaris. And then below that we have the palmaris longus. One right there. And then below that we have the flexor carpi radialis. Flexor carpi radialis. We don't need to worry about that. That's just the medial epicondyle of the humerus. Let's go to the right. This one right here on the outside, that's the extensor carpi radialis longus. extensor carpi radialis. Hold on. Radialis. This pen's not working. Okay, the extensor carpi radialis. The extensor carpi radialis longus. Sorry about that. Okay, below that, this large muscle is the brachioradialis. This muscle in here would be the pronator teres. This would be a tendon, the tendon of the biceps brachii, and then this muscle down there would be part of the biceps